Hey everybody! Today I want to talk a little bit about first and second mortgages and what that means when somebody is referring to your first mortgage or somebody's referring to a second mortgage. So it doesn't refer to how many mortgages you had or have had. It refers to the position of the mortgage on a particular property. So if you own your home and you bought it using a mortgage, that mortgage, if that is the only mortgage against the home, is in first position. If you were to then take out another mortgage against that same piece of property because you have equity in the home, so you take out a second mortgage for repairs or debt consolidation or what have you, that loan then is in second position. And you theoretically could keep going and have a third position and a fourth position, but it gets riskier. So there's not very many lenders willing to do that. What it means to have a loan in first position and a loan in second position is that if a borrower were to default on their loan, the lender that's in first position gets paid out first. The lender in second position would get paid out with anything remaining in the, after the sale of the home. So it's the order in which those lenders are paid out. So the least risky position for a lender to be in is first position. So that's why those are normally the big loans. And then, the further down the line you get, the more riskier of a proposition. The other thing that you will see that you should actually be aware of, a lot of times there are loans that maybe they're not a traditional first, and they're not a traditional second, but they are still attached to your home. And these are generally things like if you get a heat pump installed or if you get a new roof and you decide to finance that is normally connected to the house. There's normally a lien put against your home. And some folks may not realize that. And when you go to refinance, it is important to know, all the liens, because that'll come back on a title report that there's this other lien. What happens in that situation, if you go to refinance your home and you have a first and a second, or a first and another lien of some sort, is that when the first is paid off, that lender that is in second position would need to re-subordinate or agree to stay in second position in order to keep the first in first position. Because once that first is paid off, then that second position lender would move into first position unless they have agreed to remain in second position. Sometimes with those littler loans, like for the roof and for the heat pump type of thing, they aren't always willing, or resubordination isn't always an option. So that's something that is important to know if you're getting any of those types of loans. So you have your loan in first position, you have your loan in second position, and then potentially a lot of times what those are called is UCC filings, when you have those roof loans, heat pump loans kind of attached to the home. And so those are kind of the different liens that could be there. And if you refinance a first mortgage, if you have any other liens against the home, they will have to be resubordinated. There's normally a fee for this. Sometimes there's a fee charged by the lender that is subordinating. Sometimes there's a fee charged by the lender that's refinancing the first. So, and then there's also a cost to record that with the county. All right, first position, second position. If you have any other questions, drop them in the comments or shoot me a DM. Otherwise, like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.